This is Caleb Jones. This is Alpha Male 2.0, freedom-focused lifestyle design for men. Let's talk about freedom and how it makes you happy. So generally speaking, and not all men are like this, and I'll cover examples and caveats and exceptions in a minute, okay? But most men are happy to the degree to which they are free, meaning that you can wake up every morning, and I say this a lot, you can wake up every morning, do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whomever you like, provided that person wants the same thing, without having to get anyone's permission or without even having to check in with anyone, telling them, hey, I'm going to be here. Okay, now I'm going to be here. I'm going to be doing this now. Is that okay? The ability to do that every day, most days, or every day of your life, if you have that ability, you will tend to be happier as a guy. You tend to be happier. So the way it works is, if you've got freedom here, in terms of your day-to-day freedom, okay, and you've got happiness over here, I'll say happy because I can't fit it, okay? For most guys, not all men are like this, but for most guys, the higher your level of day-to-day freedom is, the higher your happiness also tends to be, generally speaking. And just think about this. Times in your life where you are not free, maybe when you were a teenager or a younger guy, or if you're divorced now, back when you were married, traditionally monogamously married, and you had less freedom, you had less ability to do whatever you wanted, whatever you felt like, you probably were less happy than other times in your life where you were allowed to do whatever you want, right? This is just how it works, especially men. Now, there are exceptions to this, but the exceptions are actually not what you think. There are some guys who will argue with this, and they'll say, no. A lot of men don't need to be free. A lot of men are happier when they are married to a good woman, and when they have children, and when they have a good job that takes care of their bills, and they know they have routine in the day. And these men are not happier. These men feel safer. These men feel maybe more secure. These men maybe feel like they're being taken care of. That is different than being happy. It is. So yes, there are men who are more extreme beta male type guys who are uncomfortable when they have this level of freedom. Matter of fact, politically speaking, most human beings in the world are not very comfortable with political freedom. That's why you have socialism, corporatism, authoritarianism, all three of which are on the rise, unfortunately, right? But in terms of your day-to-day life, there are some men who, when you describe dating multiple women whenever you want, not being monogamous, having your own business and not having to report to a job, some men go, ooh, that sounds scary. Ooh, I don't know if I could, ooh, I don't know. Especially the guy who is married to a dominant woman who has a corporate job in a big company with lots of benefits that takes care of him, right? He might get a little uncomfortable with that. But we're not talking here in terms of how happy that guy is. Is that guy happy? I personally know men like this, a lot of men like this, right? These guys are beta males. They are married to strong, dominant wives who kind of set the agenda for these men's lives. These men go to a corporate job. Okay, they go work at Google or Intel or Microsoft or whatever. They go to a corporate job, often a big company that they've been with for quite a while. And they feel secure, but are they happy? Are they happy? I can tell you for a fact they're not happy. They're not. I know these guys. Some of these guys are in my own family. Some of these guys are good friends of mine. They're not happy. They're not happy like me. They're not happy. They just feel like, okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. Nothing bad's going to happen to me because my big, strong wife is going to take care of me. My big, strong company is going to take care of me. Bernie Sanders / Donald Trump / Barack Obama / Angela Merkel, these politicians are going to take care of me. But they're not happy. They feel safe, but they don't feel happy. So even though there might be exceptions, they're not actually what you think. They're men who are defending security and safety, not happiness. Does that make sense? Very important. Now, the other exception that is actually not an exception are men, when they argue with this model, they say, no, that's not true. Now, when you start asking them the questions and actually debating with them, they actually reveal that they don't disagree with this. They think this is morally or ethically wrong. What they say, once you actually get into a conversation with these men, maybe you've seen some of these men on my blogs, forums, etc., because I've had a lot of conversations online with some of these guys, is they say, not that they disagree, that more freedom makes men happy, it's that happiness should not be the priority for a man. That shouldn't be the priority, right? Other things should be the priority. Getting married should be the priority. Being a good citizen should be a priority. Taking care of the planet, if you're a left-winger, should be the priority, right? Being a good Christian, if you're a right-winger, should be the priority, right? These things don't involve freedom. They don't involve a lot of happiness. But that's not what these men are arguing. These men are arguing, no, 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 that shouldn't be the point. Caleb, that's wrong. That's not the point. You should watch this Jordan Peterson video about being happy is not the point of life. So they're not arguing with this model. They just don't want this model. I have a podcast, and the link to my podcast is below in the description of this video, where I address that viewpoint, the Jordan Peterson viewpoint of life is not about being happy, so you shouldn't pursue freedom because you shouldn't want to be happy. There are other things that are more important to your happiness, right? So I have a whole podcast on that. You can go down there and look and listen to that if you want. But the point is that this is accurate for the vast majority of men. Are there some rare, unusual men who actually will be happier in terms of real happiness if they have less freedom? Yes, I'm sure statistically they're out there. These men are outliers. They're unusual. You as a man will be happier, not feeling more safe, but happier day to day when you have the maximum amount of freedom that you can possibly experience in your life on a day-to-day basis. And when I talk about freedom, I'm not talking about every once in a while you're free. So sometimes these traditional married guys say, well, I'm free to do whatever I want on Saturdays. You know, Saturday is my day, and I go, I leave the wife, and I do whatever I want on Saturdays. What about the other 6 days of the week? Not free. So your freedom is down here, which means your happiness is down here. Those other 6 days of the week. That's the typical beta male, right? The typical guy. A lot of alpha male 1.0s too, right? They're happy during isolated moments of their day or isolated moments of their week or their month. They're not happy as a long-term condition of your life, which is what alpha male 2.0 is. Cool? Cool. Join smic.com. If you want more information on how to build a lifestyle like this. Have fun. Bye.